I took a work trip to Sydney recently. Looking down from the flight to get there, I marvelled at the clouds like I always do. They're an element of nature that I consider magnificent. I also thought of the people in the houses dotted below and wondered about their stories. How many of them were happy? How many houses had people laughing together? How many had lovers enjoying some afternoon intimacy? How many lonely people were living in these houses below? How many people down there were crying right at this moment? How many were actually lying there dying, reflecting on their lives? Below these roofs were so many stories. How many people in these homes were thinking about their lives and praying for the courage to make changes? Perhaps they were staring out a window. Maybe they looked up at the plane I am on and wondered about us. Maybe they were watering plants, or listening to the radio, or curling in a fetal position, or riding a stationary bike in their living room. I wondered how many people down there were wishing they could leave town and live somewhere else. I also wondered how many had just arrived and were both scared and excited. It's a melting pot of moments. And then I was there, in Sydney, and from the plane to the train, and enjoying a scene I've seen 1,000 times and never tired of. I spotted a wild cockatoo feasting on the flowers of the grevillea tree. I imagine they must taste sweet. Then I enjoyed some sweetness myself as I passed these gardenias. Oh my, what a scent they bless the planet with. Back to my local village, and it was my elderly neighbour's roses that delighted my sense of smell. I couldn't breathe it in deeply enough. And of course, the land called again. Routine helps us all, even those of us who may have spent much of our lives resisting it. Stepping out of it sometimes, though, is also necessary. Time out is not only for resting. It allows the growth to catch up. Things or parts of ourselves we've been consciously letting go of to actually fall away. And for changes to reveal themselves into the openness we've created. The summer saw some dear friends visiting and camping in our backyard. It felt wonderful to head out to the land and share it with them at last. We also took a trip out to Green Valley Farm, a great place in the New England region that is fabulous for kids and adults alike. This summer stretched out beautifully, like when I was a child, and it seemed so long. And while there was still some work to be attended to during the season, I'll always be grateful for the choices I've made along the way that have enabled me to take most of this summer off with my darling girl. It has certainly felt like summer, in the best ways. There was another quick trip to Sydney for work. My heart is opening to new opportunities that are finding their way towards me. The busyness of the city excited me for a few hours and then exhausted me for the rest. I did the only sensible thing and found a shady spot against a tree, looked at a patch of garden, and came back into my heart. I don't deny it was a relief to be back on the flight to country life once more. As you can see below, it doesn't take long for this area to dry out. The green cover from the wet winter and spring has long since gone, and the shades below have changed accordingly. This summer has been made up of many small moments and experiences, combining to make it such a special one. This includes the trip to Lord Howe Island that I shared in the previous episode. It's been a long time since I've enjoyed the summer so much, instead of crippling humidity almost killing me. There were still a few days, though, when I did feel a bit flat. It was one of those times, which we've all known at some point or another, where you felt you've had to be strong for ages. And when any weight of that has needed releasing along the way, you did so just a little at a time. Not because you're not willing to let it go, but because that's all that wants to come out at the time. Then finally, you create enough space that allows the heaviness to be felt fully, and out it comes with surrender, sweetness and relief. An easy activity over the summer was binge watching the TV series Nashville and falling in love with countless fabulous songs. Oh, the music. Wow. Life timed its saddest episode with the day I needed some emotional release the most. As the late afternoon sun peeked through the dappled leaves in gentleness, the transition from holding it all together through the relocation and all the navigation of creating a new home from scratch, to letting go, from carrying to release. It was the most exquisite gift. We all carry too much at times, but it really is such a gift to lighten the load, even if it takes an external prompt to help loosen the latch and let the tears out fully. I headed down to the town I grew up in, which also happens to be Australia's country music capital, Tamworth. Each year in the height of summer, 10 days are given over to the music festival, which people travel from all over the country to attend. I'm told it's the biggest music festival in the Southern Hemisphere. Either way, it was beautiful to be creating memories with my daughter now that extend well past the memories I created when I was a child myself. The summer nights, especially, were perfect as we meandered around, listening to whatever caught our fancy. But even the summer holidays have to come to an end one day. They stretched out far for me this season, instead of leaving me feeling like a dazed adult, wondering where all the time had gone. We fit so much in, but without rush or pressure. There was plenty of downtime in between the doing. I think it felt so long, in a great way, because there were many varying pockets of time in there. Sameness speeds time up, but newness slows it down. And with so much variety, we were gifted with that ease of time cruising along gently. Taking the whole summer break off social media was also an important decision, one that strengthened the sense of presence and enjoyment. Some changes out on the land are also about to unfold. I look forward to sharing the adventure further from the next episode. Life can be hard, but it can also be beautiful. It really is all about the moments. When our hearts are open to those, we are able to soak it all in with much more ease and presence. And when we're able to be fully present, our hearts are wide open to all that this beautiful existence wishes to express.